Welcome to Steampunk Tuesday. I'm Sherlock Holmes and this is
Dr. Watson.
Actually, no, it's not, but it could be, because today we have a fantastic project based on the 12-page digi-download set from Dr. Watson's website, which is
The Greatest
Detective, featuring Sherlock Holmes, some of his cases, and lots of fantastic murder mystery ephemera.
Yes.
Ooh. Without much more ado, the game is afoot. Let's get cracking. Well, I've printed it all out.
Okay, so how many pages have we got?
12.
Wow.
Wow. I'll just run through them and I'll explain why I've printed one on different paper.
Oh, okay.
So we have the corner pockets.
Yep, tuck spots.
Tuck spots and some little some little labels.
So those to go
on the narrow envelopes that are going to hold the evidence cards.
Right, okay.
Etc. So we have 2 sheets of those.
Mm-hmm.
We have, that's to go on the front of the booklet.
Right.
We have the 2 weapon types here, the gun and the kitchen knife.
Lovely.
Evidence, we have the blood and the thumb mark.
Yeah.
Plus some other little stickers.
Yes.
We've also got the 3rd murder weapon, which is the rope.
That's right. Give somebody enough.
And they'll hang themselves.
Yes.
And then finger marks or fingerprints,
yep,
as we call them today. And then we've got one of the suspects, which is Colonel Mustard.
Yep.
A map tag.
Yes. That's one of those ones you're
just going to fold in half and put glue on. Yeah. Another suspect, Mrs. Whiteshield's really shifty. Then there's a motives tag as well.
Okay. Loads of places to write on in this.
Oh yeah. Miss Scarlet. Suspects tag again. I'll show you how they work when we get there.
Cool.
Then we've got some little cards. These are journaling cards to go into the tuck spots.
Cool, yeah.
These are all Sherlock Holmes adventures. The Mazarin Stone, the Retired Colourman,
Yep.
the Musgrave Ritual,
Lovely.
and the Sussex Vampire.
Fantastic.
Right, then, and there's another one, the Resident Patient and the Silver Blaze.
Lovely. So these are, like you said, all books.
All books by Arthur Conan Doyle, Sherlock Holmes
featuring
cases.
Sherlock Holmes, yes.
The last sheet is the map of London. I've printed this onto a sheet of parchment paper. It gives it a bit of a texture. It's also off-white.
Yes.
If you look at it, you can tell there. And that gives a really, really nice look, because when we're going to fold it and distress it, it looks like it's been there forever.
It's like pre-aged.
It is, just like me.
Yes, lovely stuff.
So we've got all 12 pages printed out.
Lovely.
I'm going to go and cut all those out.
Okay. So at this stage, if you want to craft along with Ian in the next part of the video, then we'll put a link in the description area below this video.
Yep.
So that you can go to my website and purchase the digi-download, print it all out, and then if you want to, you can put us on pause now.
I'll wait for you.
Kidding. Yeah, put us on pause. You can then, cut it all out and then
come and join us again.
And then craft
away.
With
Craft-a-thon.
Craft-a-thon. Yes, a craft-a-thon.
Not crafty thong. That's really wrong.
No. I've got images in my head now.
I feel a bit sick actually.
Ew.
Right, I'm going to cut these out. I'll keep all my fingers together and I'll be back in a minute. I think there's a badger in here. I can hear some rustling.
Mr. Bentley's digging and rearranging his bed.
It's been bandaged up again this morning because his leg's not good. So, all fingers intact.
Yes, no bleeding.
No bleeding.
Apart from me.
And that wasn't my fault.
No, that was something else altogether.
Okay.
Well, I've got everything I need.
Okay.
You've got everything you need.
Okay, so I've cut everything out. Hopefully you've cut everything out as well. If you haven't, why not? But hey.
By you as in like the viewers at home?
Yes.
Right.
Not you, Mike.
I was going to say, because I'm not doing it, you are.
Frantically with scissors cutting out the side of it.
This is your party, not
my
mine.
party. So yeah, if you've got everything cut out, we'll get started. I'll just put all these to one side.
It's my party and
don't.
No, okay.
Please don't sing. Okay. So, what I've done, I've taken the liberty of finishing all the bits apart from one of each so you can see exactly how it all works.
Oh, that's been prepared.
Oh, I know. So, these are the little stickers, the little labels.
Yes.
And what have I done with the distressing?
There's their look to your right.
That's it. Found it.
And there's your scratchy
and there's
paper.
my scratchy paper. So, because I don't want the edges to look clean and fresh, because they have to have a white edge on them, I am just using the distress ink on the edges, kissing the edges, and then just a little bit on the edges, just so it gives that slight vintage feel.
Yes.
I'm using Vintage Photo, the Tim Holtz Vintage Photo. That gives us a little grubby bit there. I like it a little bit and grubby. This is the piece for the front that we're going to use on the front. So I've also taken the liberty of applying my adhesive, double-sided adhesive already.
Because it's quicker than glue.
Because it's quicker than glue.
Yes.
Obviously at home you don't need to do that. Just print it out on some good printer paper.
Use glue.
Some card glue.
Double-sided tape.
Tape runner.
6-inch nails.
No, 6-inch nails is going to be a bit prohibitive, I think you'll find. It might be a little bit on the heavy side.
Okay.
So just kiss the edges again. And then just distress the edges.
I suppose you could put little corner brads in, couldn't you, if you wanted to give it like a riveted.
Yeah, well there is room to put some corners in if you wanted. That's a really good idea actually.
Do you want me to get some out?
No, because they'll actually be inside the book and I don't really want people to cut themselves.
Right, okay.
So, and then these are the pockets, corner pockets. I've taken the liberty of putting my construction tape on it already.
Fantastic.
So again, we're just going to do this. I've cut everything out from the sheets. There is just so much.
There is quite a lot.
But if you're going to do it properly.
That's it. What's that phrase? Go big or go home?
I'll go home. Oh, I am at home.
Well, hey.
So that's one of the corners.
Lovely.
Distressed up. Put that with the other corners. Okay, so now we have the swing tickets. Not swing tickets, tags. So when you cut it out around the outside, what I've done is I've left a border on it all the way around because it's easier for me to fold it and trim it when it's all done.
Right, so you recommend leaving a little bit of a white border all the way around and fold it, and then you can trim it up to the side.
So all you need to do is put your ruler on. There's a little white line on them. Use a bone folder or the back of your scalpel or whatever. Just run down it.
Some kind of creasing tool.
Yes, run down it, and then you put a crease in it. Okay?
Makes it easy.
Makes it easy. I've also taken the liberty of putting the double-sided on. So what I'm going to do, you would just put your glue on there and fold it. Then all you need is your scalpel, or Mike's scalpel in this case. I'll just bring this to the edge and you don't see the top of my head. Is just trim off.
Does it need a new blade?
I think it needed a new blade 6 months ago.
What is it your mother used to say about blunt instruments?
Yeah, don't go there. Have you got any more blades, please? I'm going to cut myself.
I've got another knife over here somewhere which might be a little bit sharper.
Thank you very much.
Try that one.
Thank you.
Although I can't guarantee contents may settle in transit and all that.
That's just as bad.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let's have a look then. Hang on. Oh, let me just reach over if you don't excuse.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Thank you very much. New scalpel blade. There we go. And then just hold and push. There we go.
I think you ought to tell them what your mother used to say.
My mother used to say it was that blunt you could ride bare-arsed to London on it. So with a bare bottom to a large city, read into that what you want. So
I miss your mother.
So if you trim off the top, bottom, top and the sides, you don't have to trim both sides, just one side, and you'll get perfect line up on that.
That's cool.
So, and then we'll just distress ink again.
So if you're doing this at home, then obviously you can go ahead and cut out all your bits and pieces and distress to within an inch of its life.
Oh, that's what it's all about.
Yes, distress to taste.
Yes.
Go as dark or as grungy as you want.
Well, I'm using Vintage Photo on these. I've just started a new project. I can't tell you about it because it's something a bit different.
It's top secret.
Top secret.
For the time.
And I'm using, what is it, linen. What's the colour?
Antique linen this time.
Antique linen this time for the distressing on it. And you'll see why in a couple of weeks' time why I had to use a much softer approach rather than being quite heavy with the distressing. Okay, so now we've done that.
Do you want to get rid of that sharp
Yes,
blade
please.
out of it? I'll put it in its rightful place because we have a proper place for things
We
like
have a
this.
sharps box.
We do. We have a place to put them.
It says sharp things.
That's where the blades go. So when they're ready to be disposed of...
When they're going to the great home in the sky.
Yes. Put them in a glass jar like that and they can all be recycled.
So I'm going to use my crocodile, or rather Mike's crocodile. And just punch a hole in the middle of that.
It's kind of a shared thing really, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Because
I'm going to buy myself a corner, what's it called?
one of those corner chompers.
I had a corner chomper years ago, and when we moved I threw it away.
Because you thought you
I
didn't...
thought I'll never need that again. Yeah, wrong, how wrong was I? So we've got our little rivet in there now.
Nice.
I think they're great. Brass against there.
The gold of the brass, if you'll pardon the
Yes.
the strangeness of
Yes.
the mixed metaphor, the brilliance of the brass against that dark blue
Plays
works
well.
really, really well.
It does. Okay, so what we'll do is, I've cut the other two out, but I want to string them. I'm not using ribbon, I'm using string.
String along.
And the whole thing about this is the fact that I want it to look like, excuse me, toe tags from the coroner's. From the coroner's office, or the mortuary
Mortuary.
in Victorian England. So we're not going for any fancy ribbon or anything. If you want, you could actually tea dye these, put them in some...
Oh, you could go and just pull them across the top of your
Yes.
ink pad.
But I'm not into that.
You don't have to employ any special techniques.
Oh no. Just use your stuff. You could also use those sprays you made.
Oh, from the brush hose?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do have a nice brown one, sandstone. I've just ordered some more.
It has.
But don't tell anyone.
Is it your little secret?
Yes.
So you're the only person who knows watching, so don't tell anybody else.
Just another half dozen colours.
They're very reasonable, aren't they, sir?
Extremely. Well, it depends. Depends whether you buy them trade or retail.
This is true. 1, 2. And the third one is just going. Dog's very quiet.
He's laid out. It's alright.
He's disgusted with the whole affair.
Yes, he's got out of his bed now because he's a bit too warm.
He had me up this morning at 3 o'clock. He was licking his leg, and he woke me up, and I jumped out of bed and walked onto the edge of the bed. So I'll be having a nice big bruise sometime soon. So there we are with our 3 tags.
Okay.
They're all done. Okay, next we need to do... In the set you get 3 weapon types, 3 suspects, and 3 clues, evidence.
Right.
I've already done the others.
The ones you prepared earlier.
Pre-prepared all the others earlier. So there is, theoretically there is 3, 6, 9.
3 times 3.
Is 9. Duh. Okay, so same with this one. I've run, there's a little line down the middle. Again, use your bone folder, go backwards and forwards, just ease it across. Leave it
Your
border on the edges so it's easier to cut out.
Yeah.
I've also put my double-sided in there. And what you would do then, just get rid of that so it doesn't stick.
I'm being clean up.
He is. It's a clean up fairy today.
Clean up fairy, yeah.
So we've lined it up. So we've got a border all the way around. This makes it a lot easier again for cutting. And we just line it up at the edge. 1, 2. If you make a mess, then it goes a little bit skew with. That's a good word, isn't it? Skew with. Cockeyed. That's even worse. Wobbly. If you have a wobbly line, don't worry about it.
Just grunge it.
Just grunge it. For heaven's sake, we're in Victorian England.
Some fabulous English phrases coming out there. And skew whiff. Cockeyed.
Cockeyed. Is he a sailor? Oh, that's Popeye, isn't it? Oh, the church is chiming.
What time would that be?
I think it's past the hour.
Is it?
It's probably half past the hour. It's not the hour.
No, it's 1/4 to the hour.
1/4 to the hour. Okay, and again, just kiss the corners.
It's almost 11 off the clock.
Oh, is it? There we go. And just that one.
Hello, my fairy little friend.
Oh.
Hello, Mr. Bentley.
With Mr. Bentley here.
Yeah.
So now you've got that vintage look.
Let's just have a little jingle of his collar so everybody knows he's here. There you go.
So, you have your 3 suspects, your 3 evidence, and your 3 weapons. So they're
Excellent.
all done now.
Of course, they've all got your journaling spots on the back.
On the back, yeah.
Yeah.
So put those to one side, and then we've just got to do, these are the journaling squares.
Okay, yeah.
So you get these as well in the set. So again, crease down, ruler on, bone folder backwards and forwards. Leave a border all the way around, which you can see better on this one because it's darker.
Yeah.
Put your glue on, your glossy accents, your Pritt stick, whatever you're going to use. Rub it down. And then again, all we're going to do is trim out. You may see the top of my head. No, you're not. That's good. One. I like a sharp blade because I have a blunt blade. I'm more likely to cut myself. So I push too hard and then it goes with
yeah, I mean, contrary to popular belief, a sharp blade is safer than a blunt blade because you don't have to apply as much pressure, therefore you're not likely to skid as much.
That's right.
So the blunter the blade, the more likely you are to have an accident with it.
Where is he?
He's just stood by one of the bedroom doors. He's wanting to go back to bed, I think.
Let him in bed, we'll have to keep an eye on him. And then
Just
again,
have to keep an ear out.
An ear out for any licking.
Go on then.
He's a bit warm. He likes to lay on the bed, as you all know. Bless him. Okay, and then down that side. My scratch paper again, just do the edges. Are we comfy in there?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I've done a double thickness, so it's not too, the light's not shining, it's only got underneath the top throw.
Ah, right. Now we have it again. The journaling square. Loads of places to write on there.
It's like a Bentley fort.
Is it?
Yes.
Fort Bentley.
Yeah.
Sounds somewhere like the president should live. Apart from Donald Trump, but don't get me started on that.
Well, it should be an asylum for him. Anyway.
Anyway, carry on. So we have all the cards there. We have the Adventure of the Silver Blaze, the Sussex Vampire, the Retired Colourman, the Margarine Stone, the Mazarin Stone,
the Marzipan Stone,
the Musgrave Ritual, and the Resident Patient. And they've all got Arista journal on the back.
Excellent stuff.
Okay, so I think we've got everything that we need there. What I've also used, if you don't mind, is some of your envelopes, Mike.
Oh, okay.
These are on your website, aren't they?
Yes.
So have a look on Mike's website. These are to put the little labels on and then to stick the tall cards in. But I'll show you that.
Do you want to just measure one so people know what the sizes are? There's a little ruler they could use.
There is a tiny, dinky little ruler.
This is a very, very old ruler.
Oh, and our old business.
Yes.
Okay, so they are just under 1.5 inches wide.
Sorry, do that again.
1.5.
No, that says 2.
2.5, sorry. That's the 2.5 inches wide. Bit small for an inch, weren't they?
Bit big for an inch.
Big for an inch. There's no comment there, please. Thank you. And 4 inches deep. And in millimetres...
There'll be ladies across the world spitting the coffee.
In millimetres, 100 millimetres long, which does sound long, rather than 4 inches, and 62 millimetres wide. The labels have been made so they do stick on there like that.
Yeah.
So they do fit.
On the back of the envelope?
On the back, yeah. So you've got the front with the flap on it. Put your glue on there or your sticky tape, and we're actually going to put them on there like that. So I'll get started. We have in total...
Sorry, I've just had to...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So I've just had to go and check on Mr. Bentley because there was some suspicious activity going on.
He was getting snuggly, was he?
It was washing, but
Okay.
it wasn't his leg. So I've come away.
Okay.
Give him some privacy.
So I'll just stick those onto there. Well, there we are.
Yep. I mean, if you haven't got these particular type of envelopes, you could always just create a little slip envelope just out of a piece of card.
Yeah, you could.
And just stick them on the front. Just literally fold two pieces of piece of card in half.
Yeah,
and then
put
just
some glue down.
two edges, yeah.
You could actually make them whatever colour you wanted then, rather than being the craft colour that these are. But they are, I just think it finishes it off. It's more texture for the project. There we go. Just put the top on the distressing. I get told off because I forget to put the top on and it dries up, and then my able assistant here has to reinvigorate it for me.
Reinvigorate, it's a good word there.
Yeah, get it all Nice and juicy.
Juicy.
Juicy, loosey. I would say moist, but a lot of people don't like the word
For
moist.
some straight, I know.
I like a nice moist cake, that's about it really. I made some brownies, didn't I?
You did, some salted caramel brownies actually.
It was a Betty Crocker mix.
Yes, one of the packet mix that you just take off the shelf.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed. It was a lot of faffing about. I think I can make my own quicker. I think it was mainly flour. Mainly flour and cocoa was the mix. You have to put your own egg in. I mean, for heaven's sake, spend that money and don't even get an egg in the box.
Instead of flicking those pieces of rubbish over that side, I want to flick them this side so that I can put them in the bin for you.
Okay.
Might as well make myself useful.
This is true. There we go. Give you those bits as well.
Otherwise I'm just sat here as an ornament, aren't I?
And what a lovely ornament you make.
Not today. Not today with a bloodshot eye.
It looks like Boris Johnson's been out for a drink. His hair's all over the place and he's got a bloodshot eye. Mind you, Boris Johnson needs a drink at the moment. There we go. So, that's the last one of the envelopes. All stickered up.
Stucked up.
Okay, so the envelopes are done. The pockets are all done. The tags are all done. There is a lot in this set, isn't there?
There is.
The cards are all done. I'll put those there.
Dare I say value for money?
Oh, I like the word value for money. And as I said already, 3 weapon, 3 evidence and 3 suspects. So we'll put those there. So we need something to put them in.
And then use your fact or fiction.
Fact or fiction, but that is for the cover.
Yes, so all that is what you get in
The set.
the kit.
I almost forgot.
Oh, and
The map of London.
And the map of London too.
I printed the map out on vellum. Is it vellum? I printed it on parchment. Parchment paper. Because it is creamy. And has a nice effect.
Has a lovely kind of texture and a mottled kind of look to it.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it roughly into 3 long ways. So we're going to do it that way. I'm going to fold it back on itself so it looks like it's been, and then we're going to fold that.
So it looks like it's been what?
Been folded loads of times.
I thought you were going to say there and back again.
No, they're back again, yeah. There we are. And then it's brand new. We don't really want it to look brand new, do we? So what I'm going to do is to distress the edge just lightly, just at the corners.
Stuff in the table.
Well, the table wobbles, doesn't it? Just very, very lightly.
Yeah, you just want to knock those clean kind of edges off, don't you?
Yeah, so you've got that.
Yeah.
Looks like it's been there forever kind of look. And if you're not a distressed fan, it doesn't matter, it's fine as it is.
Yeah, if you want it all clean and pristine, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. And then just that. Just very, very. What's rattling? I think it's hit Davros on the shelf.
It could be anything up there. It could be Davros, it could be the skull, it could be the mug with all my paintbrushes in.
It could be a myriad of different things.
It could. A multitude.
Yeah, a multitude.
Wobbliness.
Yes. Okay, and just the edges. There we are. And most of all, we'll just do these edges again, where it's been folded. And kiss the edges. To give it a little bit of interest. And there we have.
Just to pull it fully into frame so people can see it properly.
I haven't done that bit. Right. Sorry. Okay, and fully into frame we have the mat with all the grunge. Because it goes into all the little creases. I mean, even if you crease it and make a mess of it,
yeah.
if theoretically you could actually just crease it all up in a ball, flatten it back out and do it.
Yes.
And you could iron it and it would look amazing.
Good.
So you've got your map as well. Okay, so that's on the sheet. I've printed everything else out on some lightweight cardstock, and this has been on the vellum.
Okay, so we're now ready for construction.
Parchment, not vellum. Duh, I keep saying vellum.
I know, vellum's completely different.
It is.
Vellum's made out of skin.
Yes.
Well,
Duh.
originally it was.
Let's move on. So my cover is going to be, I'm going to use some craft card. This is 400 grams, so it's
Very thick.
very, very thick, yes. I've just creased it in the middle. And then what I've also got, I've got my pages. My pages are the parchment, again, but I have popped the parchment in the oven. Would you grab an ordinary sheet of parchment from over there for me, please, Mike?
From the
bookshelf.
From the untouched pile.
From the untouched pile, yeah. Okay, so that's the vellum. Parchment. Parchment, it's not vellum, it's parchment. Duh! So, that's the parchment as it comes.
Yes.
And I've had this in the oven. Now what I've done is I've wet it, both sides, put it on a tray in the oven, and put it in at 150 degrees. Is that
Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit, centigrades, warm.
Oh, I can't remember.
Anyway, not too hot because you will scorch the paper.
Gas mark 3.
Yeah. And the paper will become very brittle.
For about 3 minutes.
So you can see how it bulks up, which is what we want.
Yeah.
We want that vintage look. If you rip the corners, whatever you do, it doesn't matter.
It just wants to be on a lowish temperature, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Just so it dries it out, but still remains uncrinkled. You could actually tea dye this if you wanted.
No, you don't want it uncrinkled. You want it crinkled.
Yeah, you want it crinkled. Sorry, yeah.
Other way around.
Yeah. So it's all crinkly there, but it's not too crinkly.
No.
So you could tea dye it as well.
You could add a little bit of spritzy dye or whatever just to make it look even older if you wanted to.
What I'm going to do, I'm not stapling these. I've got a little bit of Mike's knicker elastic out of his drawer. Drawers. Yeah, drawers. Yeah, that's true. And I'll just have a quick. Yeah, that'll be enough.
So this is, I think it's 2 mil.
No, it looks very small.
I think you might actually.
1 mil.
So even smaller.
Yeah. So I'm going to do, wrap that through the inside of the card.
So thin shearing elastic.
Thin shearing elastic, yeah, round.
Yeah.
Not the oblong.
Square.
Square,
Or
it's
flat.
square, flat, yeah. Could I just avail you to put your finger on there,
Yes,
please?
and just pull it so it's a little bit taut.
Yeah.
See, this is why you wanted me sat here.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanking you. So we'll leave the ends on it.
Leave that.
We'll just trim them off a little bit.
Oh, I like them long. Do you need to just melt the edges?
Oh, I
just
do,
to stop
yes.
it? Let me just go get a.
Okay,
a
so
loose
while he's trundling over there, so we now have somewhere to put the pages. The pages will simply move that out of the way. The pages will simply slot inside like that. And there we go. That's it. Thank you. Fire. Basically, it's just to
That's all it needs.
melt the edges.
Did we go a bit too much there?
We did. We nearly had a house fire. Good you went and got chip pan. Okay. So now we have our pages inside our little book, and that's really cool.
It's a really simple way of making a nice little notebook for yourself, isn't it?
Yes,
Without
it is.
any faffing about stitching or stapling.
This is true.
But you've shown them how to staple pages through.
Yeah.
So you've now shown them how to use a bit of elastic.
Yeah.
You don't have to use elastic.
No.
You could use string. You could use
Ribbon.
embroidery floss if
Yeah.
you wanted to, or tapestry.
It's just easier to use the elastic because it's got some give in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've now got all our pockets that we've done. Okay, so what I want to do is to pop the pockets in. You could also, if you wanted, put little lines on it before you print it out, so it's like a notebook.
Yeah.
But this one is, I've just left plain, so it could be a jotter.
I kind of like it freeform.
I do as well, because it's more.
So you could use it for bullet journaling, you could use it for writing on, or you could use it for sketching in. It's entirely up to you. You could even use it for shopping lists if you wanted.
You could. So I'm going to put one pocket on the inside front, and I'm going to put one pocket on the inside back.
Just doing that at random.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which one.
It doesn't matter where you put stuff.
Obviously, you've got lefty pockets and righty pockets.
Yes, you
haven't
have. You have indeed got lefty and righty pockets. There we are. Okay, so we know we've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 of the pockets, and we also have 9 of those. So we've got plenty to go at. So let's have a look at our little envelopes. So we'll have a suspects envelope first. 1 and 2. You can put them where you like. I like to put them on the outside edge because then it gives you plenty of room to write. You could put them there, and I'm going to put one there. So they can go anywhere you want. I'm trying not to be too regular with it.
Oh, okay.
So they don't follow a pattern.
Yeah.
So we'll put an envelope, corner pocket on there.
So no kind of set formula of,
no,
you know, tuck spot pocket, pocket.
I think it becomes a bit too
prescriptive.
Then. So we'll put a pocket on there.
I suppose you could actually put them on before you put them in the book, couldn't you?
You could, yeah.
Whatever makes it easier.
Whatever makes it easier for you. I prefer to put them in the book when the book's made up.
In situ.
In situ, because I think it feels like you've got to. You're moving on with your project.
But it's kind of like the final stage, isn't it?
Yes, the assembly, which is actually my favourite part. Mind you, my second favourite part. I like designing them first, and then making them up second. Yeah.
Who, when, where, why?
Yeah.
Like that.
And then we'll have another one here. There is lots and lots. I mean, I've only used, how many pages did I put in mine? 1, 2, 3, 4. I put 5 pages in mine.
So that gives you a 20-page
document.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So you've used, was it 5 A4 sheets?
5 A4 sheets.
So if you're using an 8.5 by 11.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be a slightly different size, but gives you a 20-page number, if you like. If you're going to number them, it'd be 1 to 20.
It would, yeah.
Yeah. So just whatever the paper is times 4.
Yeah. So I've just done this because I want to put plenty. I mean, if you were doing it at home, you could put 50, 60 pages in and just space them out.
Yeah.
But I like my books to be filled as though they're actually bursting with ephemera, and my journals.
It sounds like an advert for a shampoo or something. Bursting with ephemera.
Bursting with ephemera. Or did Richard used to call it bursting with effeminate?
Yeah, old friend Richard.
Bless him. If he's watching, hi Richard. Right, okay, so I put those in. Dickie.
Dickie.
Hello, Dickie. We'll just put that in there. One there. This is coming together beautifully.
It is, isn't it?
With my helper here as well. Oh, yeah. It's actually amazing how quickly the pages bulk out once you get the envelopes and the corner pockets in.
It does become quite a natty little notebook, doesn't it?
This chappie here looks like death's come to call, doesn't it?
If you watch Supernatural.
Yes. Yeah. Is that what death looks like?
It is very slim, kind of Weasley looking bloke. Very fine English actor, actually.
Who plays him?
I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But
well, when you think about it, when death arrives, he's not going to be having a party popper, is he, and a hat on?
No.
And whoo! That depends who's died, really, doesn't it? Okay, so we've got another 3 left. So we'll have a look how we're doing. And put one there, I think. And then you can decide where to put all the little cards and things.
Yes.
There we go. So I've just got another, I'll put one in there. There we go. Put one there, information. See how far we've got, what we've got left. We've got one left to go. Where are we a bit short of? There, I think. Oh, thought there was another one stuck on there. I love the illustrations to these. The watercolours are lovely on those. Okay, goes there. Okay, so we've got all our pockets in now. What I suggest we do is we'll turn our attention to the cover. Okay, and what I'm going to do with the cover, because we have so many pieces and bits to go in it, I'm actually going to use the Fact or Fiction
Yes.
I'm going to run it up the side.
Ooh.
Like that. But I'm also going to use 2 of these cards.
On the front?
On the front. So actually I might just use one. See which one I like best.
I think you ought to put one, because you've got Sherlock on the... Mind you, this is your design, isn't it?
I've got Sherlock.
I'll shut up and sit here.
I think probably, which is more iconic, magnifying glass or a deerstalker?
Either.
Deerstalker it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that behind it to make a little bit of a...
Excellent.
Pretty straight there. But what I'm going to do first, I'm going to put my scratch paper behind the book. Should really have done this before I started.
That doesn't make any difference.
And I'm just going to go over the edges.
I mean, you could go over it and splatter it if you wanted to later on.
Oh yeah, you could. With use your fan brush.
Or if like I've just made my little bottles with the ink, you could just use the little tube bit and just flick it on.
Of
a bit more
course,
controlled
yeah.
that way.
Yeah, that's true.
If you want to do that, you can always get the little sandstone one out. We'll wait until you've done this and we'll see.
Yeah. So let's have a look at that. I think it needs something else on it, to be honest. So we need to splatter something, I think.
Do you want to do it now? Get
yes,
it now for
I
you.
think so. Well, this is going to be interesting. So where the whole project goes to you.
No, not at all.
Not at all, apparently.
Let's get the sandstone.
Okay. This is a first for me, ladies and gents.
It's going to be the last one I pick out the box with the...
There we go. So I'll just give the back a quick distress on the edges.
There it is.
There we are. Just a very light one on the back cover. Just so you've got a little bit of a distress there. But keep the distress on the front. I love those circles that you get when you do that. That's clever. It's almost like pockmarks, isn't it?
Yes. So there you go.
Okay, so
there's the spritzer.
what does one do?
Well, all you need to do is, I've already shaken it up, so you just take...
Do I need a tissue, a cloth or anything?
Well, not really.
Okay.
So you just take it out of the bottle.
Yeah.
And then just lightly...
Thank you.
It's alright.
Got it on my trousers now.
It washes out, it's only water based.
Which is, that's true. Oh, that looks good. That looks great.
You can put as much on or very little as you want.
That's amazing. And then you just
leave it for a minute.
Just passes your hot machine.
Don't hold it too close.
No. Right. Bear with. Oh, this is exciting. This is proper, this, isn't it? So do it too close, it'll buckle it, won't it?
Yeah. So just do it lightly.
I can see it's beginning to set.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to, you just rub a piece of, or just tap a piece of kitchen roll over the top. That'll do. Just lay it over, and just lift the strap. That's it.
Oh yeah. There we are. So we have a
Right.
vintagey type.
Speckled cover.
Oh, that's cool. I like these little circles as well.
Yeah, and of course, if you wanted to add a bit of extra colour in there, you could have done that with red. You could have done it with a little bit of blue,
Green or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we'll just unpeel. We'll take the Musgrave Ritual first, and what I'll do with this, I will use some of Mike's glue. Whereabouts is your glue, Mike?
Which
please?
glue are we talking about?
Any glue really to stick this down
And
with.
there's some PVA in that white bottle in that first duck egg blue content. No,
That one?
that one.
Okay.
So you might just want to shake it to the bottom first. Oh dear, you can tell you don't use glue very often, can't you?
I'm not safe with glue.
No.
I'm better with tape.
There's a go. Right, before you shake it,
Yes.
keep the lid on, just flick it down.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is clever, isn't it? This is nice glue.
It's very inexpensive as well.
Is it? Oh, we like inexpensive.
Yeah. I bought 6.
Oh yeah?
All in one go.
Oh, you got them from the range, didn't you?
I did.
Other stars are available.
Crafts, stick it glue pens, PVA. They've even got the little pen thing so you can pop it in your pocket.
Okay, I'm going to pop that at a jaunty angle onto there, like that.
On the wonk.
On the wonk, yes. There we go. And then we have Fact or Fiction to go on as well. And that will go
Just over the top.
just over the top. that? Oh, what's that got on it?
Grunge.
I don't know where that's come from.
I think when you put that down, you caught a little bit of the glue.
Oh, that's quite good actually.
Looks like it's been underlined.
It does, yeah. Fact or fiction? Fiction. So, there are the pages there. And now we just need to put it all together.
So ready to populate.
I'm going to pop the map of London in the inside front cover. Then we'll have, let's get our tags, etc. So I'm going to start with suspect, weapon or evidence. What do you reckon, Mike?
Oh, I think let's put suspect.
Suspects first. So we'll go with Mrs. White.
Well, why don't you go through and put the next one, put evidence, and then the next one, put weapon, and then start with suspect again.
Evidence. Weapon. Oh, it says suspects, but it doesn't matter. The idea is the envelopes all mix.
Yeah.
Right, what we need to do with this one is I'm going to put some glossy accents on the red.
But not now.
Not now. I'm going to put. I'll show you that before we finish. So that goes in there.
What about in that tuck spot?
Right, well I haven't done that. I'm not doing the big tuck
Oh, you're just doing
yet.
the pockets.
Doing the pockets
The little
first,
pockets.
yeah, and then
Right,
we'll come back and populate.
So you're back to suspect again.
Yeah, so I've got suspect, evidence, weapon.
So
Suspect. We'll go for Colonel Mustard. Suspect.
then it's evidence, so that'll be where the blood goes.
Evidence. We'll put. That's where the blood will go.
Yeah. Next one will be
Suspect.
Weapon.
Weapon, is it? Okay.
Good job I'm here, isn't it?
I don't think it matters.
No, it doesn't, but...
Suspect. We'll go to the back.
Evidence.
Evidence. Because I've only printed out so many of the little pockets, I've got enough for these. But if you put two lots out, you will end up with a lot more than this. I'll put the weapon.
You can always put it in the last pocket.
Yeah, I'll put the weapon. I'll put that in there, and what we'll do, we'll put. It's getting full this the book. We'll put the evidence in there, so it looks a little bit more full.
Then you've got some tags.
So then we've got the tags, which will do motives.
I like it when you double up.
Yeah, we'll see what we've got left and we know what we can double up on. So motives, we'll put the margarine stone in there. Is it the right way up? No, that's the right way up. It looks like a playing card both sides, but the illustration is only at the top on
the
one.
chair's the right way up on the
Yes, you'd fall out, wouldn't you? We'll put the one in there. We'll have the Sussex Vampire. We'll have the Resident Patient.
So that one you could have anyway up what you wanted. The magnifying glass.
Oh yeah, you could. We'll put Suspects in there. Come to the back. Again, the right way up. And what we could do, if we wanted, is we could double that, take that out of there, swap that for that one.
Because you've got Sherlock on that one.
Sherlock on that one. Yeah. Pop that into there, just at a jaunty little angle, and put the evidence
at the back.
At the back. So, what we need to do with this is the glossy accents. Thank you, Mike. I think I might need mine off the table downstairs, please.
Okay.
Because this is quite a large. I always end up knee deep in the damn stuff. It comes out a bit quick sometimes for me. There we are. When it dries, it looks phenomenal. It looks all wet and gooey. Thanks, Mike.
There you go, that's yours off the table.
Mine. I think I might actually be okay with this today. Just you don't have to be too prescriptive with it. Just follow the shape round. If you miss a bit, you can always put a bit more on. There we go. That's there. When it dries, it becomes domed and glossy. You can see the shine on it now.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that over here, to dry so I
side.
don't knock it.
And then what else is there to do?
And I think that's it.
Excellent stuff. So, do you want to just do a quick flick through of it?
I will do. Okay, so on the front we've got one of the cards. You could put a paper on there, some kind of a map of London, whatever you want to do. But I wanted to use what was in the kit here. I quite like the underline there. So on the inside we've got the map of London, the Mazarine stone pocket. Mrs. White is there. I mean, this is great for a present for somebody who loves Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, just a great little gift.
We've got the evidence there. Of course, we've got the tags there.
I mean, you could go to town on it. If you're good with your sewing machine, you could always add some sewing accents to it as well if you wanted.
You could sew anything into it,
yeah. You could use your crocodile and add loads of, put some of the circles and stuff in there, your eyelets, or you could put bits
stamping.
Bits of newspaper.
Find some old newspaper.
Yeah.
You could find a vintage newspaper from the time, and that would be really good. 1858. There's a little clock, little watch. It's quite nice because it matches. Yeah. Way up. But it just it's a lot of fun to make. It's not that difficult to make, and it makes a great present.
And if you're just getting started on making your own journals, it's a great way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and
to get into it.
And if you're more advanced, put more into it, like I do.
Absolutely.
And then,
cool.
Just the back cover. So,
now that you've done it, Ian, what are you going to do with that particular one?
Well, Mike, this sounds like a well-rehearsed, doesn't it? What I'm going to do is I'm going to do it as a giveaway. If you could just leave me a comment below, preferably a nice one.
Right, so to enter the giveaway,
yes,
leave a comment in the comment section below this.
Yeah.
You must also be subscribed to my YouTube channel.
Yes. And we will announce the winner on next week's Steampunk Tuesday.
We will do a random draw like we did on the last one. Now, last time we used random.org, but apparently there's a piece of software that will actually pick a specific comment.
Oh, lovely.
I know. I'll have to investigate that a little bit, but it makes it a bit easier because last time there was over 100 comments left, wasn't there?
There was. But I think that is brilliant. I think anybody would be pleased to get that if you meant as a gift.
And we will announce who's been randomly picked in next Tuesday's
Steampunk Tuesday.
Exactly.
So thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. Why not? I can't remember that bit. Tell all your friends, get ready to subscribe to the channel. Go on. You know you want to, as Mrs. Doyle would say.
Go on.
Go on, go on. Father Ted. An Irish comedy. It's brilliant.
Yes.
Okay, so you do the thing.
Right, so thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
We'll see you all again soon.
Bye for now.
I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.